Like, what was that sign all about? What was that thing she did on that stage, which is, I'm talking about Erica's, Charlie Kirk's wife? What was that she actually did? I don't understand. Maybe you guys can actually make me understand what she actually did. And a lot of reaction is actually coming forth with other things that I actually want you guys to watch so that you guys can actually understand where I am coming from. You know, I said it in one of my video that this woman just wake up one morning in her husband's funeral to just said, oh, I forgive the person that pupilled my husband. I am fully not still well settled with that. And I gave my reasons. Some of the reasons is because even if she's coming to like forgive, I'm not saying she should not forgive. It should not be like as sudden as it is, or it should not be on that same day. It can be like a different video. It can be like a different podcast. And then you come out not on that particular day, right? But let's leave that aside. This particular sign got a lot of people talking. And another thing is what really transpired between Stephen Miller and where the whole Baba of the nation have to open his mouth to say that he hates a certain people. And you guys know when he said he hates a certain people, he's talking about people that look like me, definitely. And when I actually listened to that conversation that he had on that live stream, because I was also watching the live stream, I was like, no, this is actually not a good one. But if you think it's a good one anyways, let me know, because this is just for educational purposes. Credit belongs to original creators of every clips and stitches we have in our today's episode. And yes, guys, with that being said, let's dive right into this video so that you guys can understand what I am talking about. And yeah, let's go.
Nah, fool. There's no way she just did this. Donald Trump like, do it. Y'all, this means I love you. Remember, this was played on all major networks. Charlie Kirk Memorial was something to remember. And this is gonna make me remember forever. It was some other things that was going on too. Y'all gotta understand, Charlie Kirk Memorial brung all these people together, even the people that had beef. Just so many things happening at this memorial. It was crazy to see. But the highlight of the memorial was Erica Kirk. R.I.P. to Charlie Kirk. I feel like Erica Kirk would be a good actress. Can't y'all see her playing like on a movie or a TV show or some shit? I don't know about y'all, but I can see it. Am I tripping? But this, y'all, highlight of the night. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this down below in the comments. This shit is crazy, fool.
Charlie Kirk, you talk about some horrifying, hateful things that were said on this stage. First of all, let's say this. There is... not Republican, there is no rescuing people who are deep MAGA. No matter what this administration, no matter what wig does to them, there's no rescuing them because they live in a different reality than the rest of us. The second point is that MAGA, people who are MAGA believe that they are God's chosen people and everybody else it's just everybody else. They said that the people behind Trump or wig are more dangerous than we. That Stephen Miller is downright scary. Saying things like, we will prevail over our enemies. Our enemies are hateful, evil, jealous of us. Then you have wig getting on stage saying, I hate my political opponents. Like what? Sir, you are the president of the United States. But guess what? MAGA cheered. They were good with it. Nobody clutched their pearls. This man's memorial for political gain. That's what they did. Argue with somebody else. Don't argue with me. Second thing, people that are true MAGA, I'm saying it today, they believe that they're God's people. We are nobody, and they are here to rectify the situation. If we didn't exist anymore, they would be okay with it. MAGA is a religion. Is MAGA God as one and everybody else, but MAGA is really a CULT. Goodbye.
We all know that this Charlie Kirk Memorial spectacle is pushing an agenda and rallying a base. But the thing is it's going to feel normal to evangelicals. When you're wondering why they don't think it's weird as hell, it's because this is what all their funerals are like. Sure, when Uncle Tony dies, it's not on a national stage, broadcast across TV. The president doesn't show up. But Fundy funerals are always about the agenda of the cult and never about the actual person. Every single funeral I ever attended growing up barely mentioned the person who passed. It was entirely about shoring up the faith of the believers, making sure this loss didn't make them doubt God and turn away from their faith, and then converting the unbelievers. At my aunt's funeral a couple months ago, I literally kept track of how many times they mentioned God versus her. They mentioned God like 4 times as often as her. Hell, the pastor mentioned the Apostle Paul like 3 times as often. And that's not uncommon. Death is a powerful tool, and they know that. Using a death to advance the mission of the cult is the Christian way. Literally from the very beginning.
I'm Charlie Kirk.
I am Charlie Kirk.
I am Charlie Kirk.
I am Charlie.
But indoctrination is bad. Go back and watch my beautiful friend Dee's video. Just go back. When you finish, come on back. Come on back. You done? Okay. Those are kids. Those are fucking kids. Children. All white. All of them saying the exact same fucking phrase. But indoctrination is bad. Indoctrination is bad. All right, kids, it's time for us to go ahead and deal with this little beast that's sitting in the room with us. Okay. The evangelical Christian conservative movement has been trying to indoctrinate people for decades. It is their indoctrination that led to some of them becoming the KKK. It is their indoctrination that led to Jim Crow laws. They have been doing this for decades. They talk about woke ideology. It's because they don't know what the fuck woke means. They just know it makes white people's sphincters tighten up. So let's use it. Woke, 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 woke this, woke that. What they're basically trying to tell you is a society where they're not the center of the goddamn universe is not a society they want to live in. Argue with your mama, do not argue with me. Because it's true. Charlie Kirk was a goddamn podcaster. He was not a savior, a god, a demigod. He was not a leader of men. He was not a head of state. He was a fucking podcaster who spewed bigoted, sexist, misogynistic, racist, homophobic, and transphobic shit day after day after day. These children probably didn't know who the fuck Charlie Kirk was until he was shot. And now, with that Turning Point USA money in her pocket, and a whole bunch of people pretending to be Charlie Kirk, equating him to Malcolm X and Martin Luther King. You ever notice they never equate him to any other white leaders? That's a funny fucking thing. I have yet to see them equate him to any white leader. Not JFK, not RFK, not Mussolini, not Hitler, not anybody. Stalin, Pol Pot, no one except for black leaders. He was our Fred Hampton. Get the fuck out of here. He was our Malcolm X. Sit your stupid ass down. He was our Martin Luther King. You mean the whitewashed, bleached bone version of Martin Luther King? Because it couldn't possibly have been the king that died. The one towards the end of his life that y'all didn't like very much, but I digress again. Yeah, see, they love that shit. They love making martyrs because they have nothing else. You have to make a martyr. You ain't got nothing else. You have nothing else. What else did Charlie Kirk do? Did Charlie Kirk cure cancer? No. Did Charlie Kirk negotiate peace between 2 countries? No. Did Charlie Kirk make music that helped people with money for famine or starvation or war or medicine? Nope. He did nothing more than grab a microphone, spew out a bunch of racist shit that you could find at any local Triple K meeting, go on college campuses and get his ass handed to him by children who are being challenged by things. But everybody's going to use Charlie Kirk. Everybody's going to use Charlie Kirk. You know why everybody's going to use Charlie Kirk? Because they have nothing else. I want this to be understood completely. When I said that the conservative Republican movement is bankrupt of ideas, I wasn't fucking joking. I was being dead serious about this. They are bankrupt of ideas. Name the last fucking good goddamn idea the Republican Party has ever had. And for those of you who are getting ready to go look at me and go, well, the Republicans freed the slaves. If you got to jump your ass in a DeLorean to 1883 to find something good that your side of the political aisle did, I'm going to need you to shut the fuck up. But back to this indoctrination. You see, they want their kids to be indoctrinated by them. Now, by college, where you would meet diversity, not in the workplace, where you would see merit-based shit as opposed to my daddy was white and therefore give me something. Not in their dating preferences, which would cause them to really rethink all the things that these parents have taught them. No, they want them indoctrinated. They just want to be the ones to do the indoctrination. One of the biggest pieces of propaganda going on today, and has been going on for the past, 10 days, is that Charlie Kirk was somehow a martyr for free speech. No, he wasn't. No, he was not. Because Charlie Kirk's killer, no matter how the fuck else y'all want to keep trying to slice this shit, Charlie Kirk's killer killed him for something that had nothing to do with diversity, equity, inclusion, woke, trans, or anything like that. That young man has yet to open his mouth and say exactly why he did it. But he did. Be damned the fucking FBI text messages. I don't give a fuck about that. The fact that parents are letting their children or having their children film saying, I am Charlie Kirk, that is just another part of the indoctrination. These people have become a cult. There is no liberal cult. There is nothing on the left that can equate to that. Nothing. If Donald Trump is the Cloverfield monster, Charlie Kirk, Ben Shapiro, Candace Owens, Tommy Lahren, One American News Network, Newsmax are the fleas falling off of the Cloverfield monster. They're going to use the corpse of Charlie Kirk to turn this country back to a time where they felt they were in charge. But they want the hard work and sacrifice of people to look like me in order for it to happen. You got Candace Owens out here talking about we got to meet in the middle. No, we don't. No. It is long past time for the right to accept that the way America is structured, is our politics, our economics, and everything has been to the benefit of the right wing, and the result has been an absolute failure. Tax cuts and deregulations are not worth this. I'm sorry. To indoctrinate your children to say that they're Charlie fucking Kirk, tax cuts and deregulation that's worth it? Those are the only two fucking ideas they've had since Reagan. You remember there used to be a time in America where Republicans wanted to not only protect Social Security, but strengthen it? You remember there used to be a time where Republicans respected unions? There used to be a time that you actually had to do something in order for the Republicans, the conservative movement, to embrace you. Colin Powell, Oliver North. Oliver North is a bad example, but an example nonetheless. Now they're just rolling out the red carpet for anybody that will push their ideology. And that is what Charlie Kirk is. He is a reinforcement of the cult-like mentality. The problem I'm having is how many people are falling for this. Going to Starbucks harassing people because you'll order some old bullshit and they won't call you Charlie Kirk. Getting Charlie Kirk tattoos all over you so that when you're 75, you got to explain to your children who the fuck that is after it's been elongated. But let us tell the truth about Charlie Kirk and everybody gets mad. That's why Jimmy Kimmel doesn't have a job right now. These people are willing to risk our free speech just so that they're able to indoctrinate their children with this lily white fucking mentality. And unfortunately for them, there are people like me and like my sister D who are not allowing you to do it. Your fantasy can't be fulfilled if we're standing in the picture. So go back and watch your video. And look at all them children. Look at them. Look at the last one that says, and we're just getting started. We may have very well lost an entire generation of white kids. We very well may have. Because those kids are not going to be educated, they're not going to be ready for diversity, and they damn sure aren't going to be ready for the world. But they are going to be able to say, when I was 12, I was Charlie Kirk, before I even knew what the fuck that meant. Maybe it's the villain in me. Maybe that's it. But I don't sanctify or sanitize anybody after they're dead. I don't. If you were a piece of shit in life, you are a piece of shit in death. And never the twain shall meet. If you said some heinous shit, you don't get redeemed by death. So, the Senate, unanimously, and the House voted to make October 14th Charlie Kirk Remembrance Day. Hey, Representative Hakeem Jeffries, Senator Cory Booker, allow me to show you how you treat fascists. Take notes, gentlemen. Take notes. You know what? If you want to make October 14th Charlie Kirk Remembrance Day, then don't give me the sanitized version of Charlie Kirk. Give me the raw one. Give me that real Charlie Kirk. I think content creators should play videos of shit that he actually said over and over and over and over and over again, sparing no one and nothing. I don't want to hear this sanitized, sanctified version of Charlie Kirk. No. Give me the real one. Give me that raw Charlie Kirk. The one that said that he gets on planes and if he sees a black pilot, he's wondering whether or not he's qualified. Give me that one. Give me the one that said that black women are intellectually incapable of having these conversations that white women can have about economics and things of that nature. Give me that Charlie Kirk. Give me the Charlie Kirk that thought that Ketanji Brown Jackson, Michelle Obama, Sheila Jackson Lee are all DEI hires. Give me that raw. Give me that Charlie Kirk. And while you're giving me that Charlie Kirk, remember to put in these two pieces of Charlie Kirk too. He believed that empathy was some new wavy, agey thing. Play that over and over and over for all them people that are crying in their milk or trying to get people fired from their fucking jobs. Play that one. Make sure you play that one. Mr. First Amendment free speech advocate, basically saying, hey, don't feel bad for me. Okay, so we won't. And make sure you put the part of Charlie Kirk that said, some people will have to die. He's okay with some people dying as long as we can keep the Second Amendment to protect all the other amendments. Make sure you put that one in. Because at the end of it, a podcaster, not a state senator or a state congressman, not a governor, not a mayor, not a U.S. senator, not a U.S. congressman, not the vice president, not the president, not a Supreme Court judge, or even a regular schmegular ass judge. They didn't die. No. What we're talking about is a fucking podcaster. If a podcaster can get all of this in this day of remembrance for Charlie Kirk, then let's really remember what killed Charlie Kirk. It wasn't trans women in bathrooms. It wasn't trans people teaching your kids. It wasn't CRT, DEI, or woke. It wasn't black pilots. It wasn't black women. Nope. It wasn't purple-haired people with non-binary as a pronoun. It wasn't pronouns at all. No. And I do not care how hard y'all try to spin this shit. Y'all are out here looking like disgusting ass, bent in the middle, human centipede looking fucking pretzels. I don't care how hard you try to tie yourself in knots to make it. It wasn't any of them. It was a white man with a gun. And the FBI put out those fake ass motherfucking text messages as if that's supposed to prove something. No. All it proves is the FBI has ChatGPT and they don't know how to use it. So if we're really going to talk about Charlie Kirk, then let's talk about how he died. And in fact, since we should talk about it, then what we really should do is celebrate the lives of people who were taken off of this earth, injured, maimed. Their lives will never be the same because of gun violence, mass shootings. Let's talk about it. Let's go there. Let's go there with the fact that Charlie Kirk was a victim of gun violence, but there have been victims. A whole lot of them. Sandy Hook, Parkland, El Paso, Buffalo, Charleston, South Carolina, Las Vegas. Instead of us bringing up the murderers of these people, let's talk about the people that were harmed. Let's talk about them. Let's celebrate their lives. Oh, you want to toss Charlie Kirk on there? Cool, I ain't got a problem with it. But you will talk about all the other ones. Columbine. Tell the truth about how these people died. Tell the truth. that the biggest threat in America are white men, angry white men with arsenals. Want to talk about the killer of Charlie Kirk? Fine. Then let's talk about the fact that he was a Nick Fuentes acolyte. Nick Fuentes who had beef with Charlie Kirk because he wasn't right-wing enough. Let's talk about it. Let's be real. While we're playing clips of shit Charlie Kirk actually said, we could then name the names of people that died in mass shootings, like Uvalde. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about the incel culture, which Nick Fuentes has championed. Then we can talk about Elliot Rodgers. We can talk about him. Let's talk about the fact that Steve Bannon radicalized all these Gamergate fucking guys and told them the Second Amendment's for them too, to protect their rights. And these motherfuckers went from playing Call of Duty while using the N-word to killers, rioters, people that would do violence, like what happened to Heather Heyer in Charlottesville. And how the president at the time, what's that guy's name? Yeah, I can't remember his name. Said there were very fine people on both sides. On one side, there were a bunch of Nazis. And the other people were there to protest against them. Because it wasn't Antifa or BLM that killed that boy. Nope. The same culprit as it's always been. The same goddamn culprit as it's always been. And it's the same motherfucking one that day after day, week after week, month after month, year after year, we keep trying to pretend ain't there. Same motherfucking one. We could talk about riots that burned down cities even though that it didn't. But we're going to ignore the fact that a fucking right-wing extremist white terrorist blew up a federal building in Oklahoma City. Same ideology that Kirk liked to spout. It's Timothy McVeigh for the podcaster generation. You want to celebrate him? Okay. We'll celebrate him then. Go. You might not like how we do it, but you can't get mad. Because remember, he was a free speech advocate. Okay. Then we will use our free speech to tell the fucking truth. Don't give me the angel-winged, sanitized goddamn Charlie Kirk. I don't want that motherfucker. No. I want that raw one. I want that real raw-ass goddamn Charlie Kirk. I want that one. And if you talk to me about context, I will tell you to context these nuts. I don't care. I don't care. Fuck a context. But that's the Charlie Kirk I want. We're going to talk about him. We're going to be real. And since Charlie Kirk became a victim of gun violence, and y'all want to celebrate his life, then we should celebrate the life of everybody who has lost their lives over America's obsession with the gun. We should celebrate the people who are no longer going to be who they are anymore because somebody came in and riddled their school or riddled them with bullets. And we should finally talk about openly and honestly the most dangerous motherfuckers in the United States, angry white men with arsenals, and how they continue to be radicalized over and over and over thanks to people just like Charlie Kirk. I think that would be something worth talking about. So that's what I'm going to do on October 14th. It's going to hurt some people's feelings, and I really don't give a fuck. I don't want that sanitized motherfucker. Give me that raw Charlie Kirk.
I saw this video of people who went to that Charlie Kirk memorial being interviewed, and they were interviewing this woman, and she said, and I quote, because they asked, the question was, you know, what made you come out today in support of Charlie Kirk, the memorial? And she said, you know, I just really love the things that he said. I feel like he spoke for me, you know, when I was too afraid to say those things. What were the things? And why were you so afraid to say them? Were they, I don't know, hateful? What the fuck are we?
The way you think it did. Stephen Miller. Whew. A dude that looks literally like he's an extra from the movie American X. He says that he is amassing an army, y'all, and we should all be scared, but we're not. Oh my God. He went on to say how him and his people are the ones who built this country. And I immediately thought, okay, did he think he was black for a second? In any case, then Trump the chump got up and started talking about how Kurt didn't really hate his opposition, which he did. But he says he didn't hate his opposition, but Trump does hate his opposition. And he wanted us to all know that he hates us, as if we didn't already know that. And he got a standing O from the racist crowd. But seriously, if you want a really good laugh, Watch some of the clips from this memorial that went down in Arizona that shall not be named specifically. And then, in their weakest move yet, the Democrats didn't want to be left out of the fun of honoring a racist, so 95 of them, including House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries, voted for a resolution to honor a racist. Great. Which confirms what I already knew, is that Jeffries does not represent the black community. He represents Pelosi, the one who put him in his little seat that has no power. And apparently he's fine being the token black guy for the Democratic Party. So, to each his own. Now, to all my black folks, if you are ready to cultivate new leaders that will actually represent us and fight for us, if you're ready to rebuild and protect your community without fear of little tiny men like Stephen Miller, then I would suggest you join my organization, the Black Revolutionary Collective. But if you are scared and you've got some long list of excuses as to why you can't stand up for your people right now, because it just doesn't fit into your busy schedule, then just enjoy the content and keep scrolling, because I'm not looking for you. I'm looking for the real ones only. As always, I love you, black man. I love you, black woman. Knowledge is power, power to the people.
I don't know why we don't care. George Zimmerman. Yep, the dude who unalived Trayvon Martin. He auctioned off his pew-pew that unalived Trayvon Martin online, and the highest bidding was $65 million. Now, he did end up selling it privately for $250,000 because the bidding fell through, but $65 million! And then he continued to go to pew-pew shows and sign autographs on people's pew-pews. You know, because people are still big fans of racism and pew-pew violence. And now we fast forward to today, and everyone all of a sudden has moral standards. Oh, those content creators be pissing me off so bad. I don't care what side you're on, but what happened to Charlie was terrible. The only people picking sides are the people choosing to speak up now. Stop telling us to mourn someone who has never mourned us. Stop telling us to mourn someone when you never mourned us.
Of white people is far more sinister than any redistricting project. That is at the core of the Democrat project, at the core. And Jasmine Crockett is just some circus act in that entire operation. But it's definitely serious. You shouldn't take what she says seriously. It's just a joke. What she represents is very serious, which is the continued attempt to eliminate the white population in this country.
Many MAGA Republicans would tell you that Charlie Kirk wasn't a racist. He didn't spew or espouse the politics of white supremacy. But I've been telling you that white Christian nationalism is the biggest threat to this country, and behind it is the fear that white people will one day be replaced in the United States of America. They wholeheartedly believe that black people and brown people are an existential threat to them being here in this country. This is why you see the hypercriminalization of black and brown people. This is why you see immigrants being attacked on a daily basis. Now, when I tell most MAGA Republicans that they support the politics of white supremacy, they look at me like I have two heads, like I'm crazy. Like most white people I talk to tell me that when I say that Charlie Kirk was a white supremacist, or when I say MAGA Republicans support the politics of white supremacy, they believe that I'm being extreme. I have these conversations all the time. In fact, here's a literal conversation that I had with a pretty good friend of mine. But they said, I really don't agree with that narrative. I think it's extreme. That's like you trying to convince me that I support white supremacy. Now, you can read the rest of that. The conversation was pretty intense, and we have these conversations daily. Now, here's the literal dogma of white supremacy. I was part of a white supremacist organization, and we recited the 14 words. We must secure the existence of our race and a future for white children. Now, that was the primary slogan, but there was a secondary slogan too, a response to the first one. And it was why? Because the beauty of the white Aryan woman must not perish from the earth. Now, why do you think these white men in power don't want women to have bodily autonomy? Because they want them to push out their babies. Why do they preach that these women should submit to their husband under the guise of Christian love and morality, that the husband is the head of the household? Because it's all about the subjugation of the white woman. So I don't care if it makes people feel uncomfortable. If you feel some discomfort, good. Because whether you want to admit it or not, the politics of white supremacy, literal white supremacy, and the ideology goes hand in hand with MAGA Republican ideology today. And if you don't believe me, I challenge you to go read the 88 Precepts of White Supremacy, then go read what the Heritage Foundation pushes out, or Project 2025, or any of the MAGA Republican policies. With the wealth of information at our fingertips today, if you are ignorant, it's willful, and you choose to be, and there's zero excuses for that.
What was that all about, honestly? What was that sign for? I don't know. Let me know in the comment section. Like, I just want to understand what that sign is for, because she did it at the first time, and it's like Baba of the throne. The orange man is actually telling her, do it again, prove it to them, show them now that you can still do it. And then she did it again. And I don't know why I'm feeling like there's a lot of acting up going up in that stage, but I still have this good feeling as well that the death of this man called Charlie Kirk, or Charlie Kirk, whatsoever you understand, will actually expose a lot of things. A lot of things are already being exposed, but more is still coming. Because starting from how the pupils happened to all of the Candice Owers, now Stephen Miller, now Orange Man, now Erica, just coming out to like forgive. It's just a whole lot that at the end of the day, you know that a lot of things is being smelling down, that these people just want to use their attention to like silence. The last time I checked, these magas, they are not like people that are so religious as far as I'm concerned. I don't know what you see on your own end, but what I see, I don't see them as religious people. I only see them as people that when they want this particular thing, they go for this particular thing and they just want to get it. Now, coming to the memorial service, a lot was just going on as if it was one of the most godly, or as if it's one of the most respected man of God that actually died. Now you can see even people that were claiming to be enemies, even people that were claiming not to be in good terms, beefing each other. And now in the memorial service, it doesn't just end there, but now seeing children coming to now represent and be like, I am Charlie Kirk, I am Charlie Kirk, I am Charlie Kirk. It's so bad. It's like, is that bad that a lot of people would think that this thing they are doing is just sitting so right? But a lot of Americans are saying that this is not right. There is something wrong somewhere. And until someone is ready to speak out, until someone is ready to dig out, you will not understand. Someone actually mentioned it as well. And the person said that this lady, which is Charlie Kirk's wife, Erica, that she's actually an actress. And do I really agree with what that person said? Yes, I've also said it in one of my videos that this is acting. Like, the acting is so strong. It's so strong that you will just see it. But anyways, who are we to judge from afar? Maybe it might not be acting. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section about all of this. Now, let's come to some of the speeches that the Baba of the generation, or the federal generation, actually said, which is the Orange Man. The Orange Man said that his friend Charlie was never preached hate, that he only preached love, and he only preached about unity, stuff, blah, 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 like that. You can go and watch those clips. They are still on the internet, right? But for him, he hates. He hates. He hates who? That's the question. People that look like me, or which other people? Is it the Latinos? Is it the Mexicans? Is it the Indian? Like, who in particular? So you have to sit down and analyze all of that. Justice will prevail. That's one thing that I know as far as I'm concerned. And I believe that the spirit of this man will actually torture them and make them see reasons why they really have to do what they are supposed to do, or what they are not supposed to do. I don't know. But just let me know your thoughts in the comment section, because this is me just airing out my own unpopular opinion. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, please do what, subscribe, like this video, drop me your comments, and lastly, do not forget to share for every other person to get this good news. Like I said, this is just for educational purposes, not to come here and bash anyone, not to make anyone feel like it's not worth it. I really just want to get your honest opinion in the comment section. So let me know what you guys think, guys, and yeah, with no further ado, I'm going to be Simba and I'll see you guys in my next one. Come back for more and do not touch the die, okay? I stand a chance to be corrected. Do not always forget that. Bye for now. I love you guys. Mwah.